Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here tonight for this historic day at Purdue University. We are excited to introduce Darrell Hazell as the 35th head football coach in school history. At this time, I'll turn over the proceedings to Purdue Acting President Tim Sands. Dr. Sands.
Thank you. We were looking for a leader for our football program whose own values are aligned with those of the institution, and we found it in Coach Hazell. He understands the importance of graduating every year about 24 young men who are prepared to be tomorrow's leaders. And you can see from his record at Kent State with 50 of his young men last spring achieving a grade point average above 3.0, that he's serious about that. He understands that our student athletes as individuals and as a team represent in a very visible way on the field, in the classroom, and in the community the character of a Purdue Boilermaker. Preparation, hard work, determination, teamwork, respect for the opponent before, during, and after the contest. Our 40,000 students and the rest of the world see the image of the institution reflected in the comportment of our student athletes and those who teach and lead them. We're very fortunate to have found an individual in Coach Hazell who truly gets it. He's a winner in every sense of the word. We're excited to welcome Coach Hazell and his family to the Purdue community and to the greater Lafayette community as well. Welcome. Thank you.
And now I'll turn over to Athletic Director Morgan Burke.
Well, this has been a whirlwind for Darrell. It's been a whirlwind for me. Most of you were tracking the planes, I think, as they were going through the sky. But I want to start off with some thank yous myself. I had, in this national search where I think we scoured the landscape to find the very best possible fit for Purdue, I got tremendous support from Tim and our Board of Trustees who were available when you needed them to make sure that you had consultation and authorization to move forward. We had 3 football experts who worked pro bono. You don't get much of that anymore. But they work pro bono. Ryan Grigson, who's the general manager of the Colts, who's an offensive lineman for Purdue. Rick Smith, who's a cornerback, who's the general manager of the Houston Texans. And even though they're in the same division, they do get along. They were great. And then Bill Pullen, who's been a long-time friend and a senior executive for the Colts for a long, long time. And then I want to thank our team. My sport administration team, Calvin Williams, Nancy Cross, Tom Ryder. We had some people in the background, Barb Cap and Glenn Tompkins, Tony Benton, who's our legal counsel, who were kind of putting things together. And it was really fun to be out in front, but knowing you had a good team behind you. When I visited with Darrell, I told him a little bit about the first meeting I had with President Daniels, who will be coming in January to take over as the 12th president of Purdue. And I said, Darrell, our new boss has got 3 things that are really important to him. Number 1, be self-supporting. Number 2, make sure that they are true students as well as athletes, and that they come out of Purdue with a degree where they can be difference makers in life. And number 3, make sure the character of the kids reflects well on the institution. And he said if those 3 conditions are met, you're self-supporting, you're student athletes, and the character that you're developing these young people, I like to win. And I thought that was an interesting message. And I put on to Darrell 4 additional values that are key to us in this enterprise. 1 is absolute integrity. We play by the rules, we don't bump up against the curve. 2 is work ethic. The job's done when the results are accomplished. We work like the statue on the hill. That's just who we are. We bring our lunch pail every day to work, and that's what we get done. And then we're a team. We pull together. It's not just football, basketball. It's all 18 varsity sports pull for one another. And the last value is one we added recently. It's called lifeguard. And he looked at me a little whimsically and said, what does a lifeguard have to do with this? And I said, lifeguard is somebody who makes sure that everybody who comes into his or her territory or space leaves in as good a position, if not better. And that's our job. We take young men in this particular sport, and our job is to turn them into leaders. Finally, I asked him a little bit about the style of play. And he made an interesting comment. He said, you know, it doesn't make any difference exactly what style of play I would like to use. First thing you got to do is come in and evaluate your talent and say what are we going to make our niche, where are we going to make our mark. And he said that you know, at Purdue, you've been, as best he could tell, the little bit of research he was able to conduct, you've been built for speed. That's who you are. That's the roster that's been built. And he says there's something in your DNA about quarterbacks. That the guy behind the center, I think we have more starts in the NFL than any other college in the United States, and that's an important element of who we are. And so I pushed back a little bit. I said, okay, so you read the bios and you understood exactly what was going on. I said, you know, help me understand in your career why I should really buy into that statement. He said, well, you know, when I was at Ohio State, I was the assistant head coach in charge of the wide receivers, and Santonio Holmes and Teddy Ginn, and a lot of them, he says, I was their advocate. We wanted to throw that ball, and he says, actually, we got pretty good at it. And I thought, well, you know, it's not a bad response. So I'm absolutely delighted. I think we've got a partner here that is eager to build upon the work that's been done. He knows the cupboard's not bare. We've got work to do always. And while the seniors and the team are focusing on Dallas, he'll turn his attention to 2013. And without further ado, since if you've seen any pictures of the coach, he's big on baseball caps. Get it right. Yeah, you got to get it for him. There you go.
I'm going to take it off. Thank you so much. I'm going to start with a statement. Only from the alliance of people working with and through each other are great things born. And it's going to take all of us in the Purdue family to win Big Ten championship as well as a Rose Bowl championship. And that's what it's all about. We're going to do it the right way. I want to give some thanks to also some of the committee, Nancy, and Calvin, and Tom. There's Tom back here, and my good friend Morgan, who we text nonstop. But and
It's legal for ADs, don't
for reaching out to me, and also the governor reached out to me, and I can't tell you how excited I am to be here and be a part of this program, a program that's rich in academic tradition and excellence, a program that's rich in athletic excellence, and we are going to continue to get better each week. I have three primary goals that I'm going to start prioritizing here pretty quickly. One, I got to get to know our personnel. Our personnel is our support staff, our players, anybody that touches our kids throughout the course of the school year. The second thing is I need to go out and hire the best possible staff that can help mentor, teach, be father figures, be great coaches, be respectful to our kids, and help us win championships. And then the third thing that I need to do is I need to get out on the road and make sure those 13 commits are solid. And I need to do that pretty quickly. There's a lot of things that this program is going to do in the future. And I'm excited about being the leader. I can't thank you guys enough for selecting me as the leader of this program. And it's going to be really special, very special. And I look forward to meeting everyone and getting to know what Purdue is all about, and making me part of the fabric that's made this university so great in the future, in the past and in the future. Questions?
No questions, raise your hand, we'll get a mic out to you.
This question's for Darrell. Mike Clef, WLFI TV in West Lafayette. Welcome to Purdue, Darrell.
Thank you.
Point blank, why'd you take the job?
But again, it's academic excellence, that's where it starts, but a chance to be very special. I mean, here's a program right now that's in the middle of the pack, but I want to be at the top of the pack pretty quickly. And I think we have an opportunity. It's kind of unique. When I took the Kent State job, people looked at me like I was crazy. They said, they haven't won there in 40 years. Why would you take that job coming from Ohio State? I bit my lip and we went to work. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to win championships here.
Coach, this is from Peter Freeman of Fort Wayne News Sentinel. Can you talk a little bit about the once you get the personnel in place, the offensive and defensive styles you're looking for?
Yeah, we're gonna be an attacking football team in all three phases. Offensively, whatever we decide to do, and that's gonna be based upon personnel, we're gonna go after people. And I just had an opportunity to meet the team at training table. We got some great-looking kids with wide eyes, and they're very receptive to whatever it takes to be successful. But obviously, I got to do a better job of evaluating where we are in personnel and the things that we can do, because it doesn't matter at the end of the day. I'd much rather win than throw the ball over the yard 50 times. I'd much rather win than run the ball 50 times. We got to find a way to win the football game. We're going to be like that offensively. Defensively, we'll give them multiple looks. We'll have a nice pressure package, and we'll come after people. And our special teams will be outstanding. Going into our 10th football game this year, we had 15 return yards against our punt unit. There's a lot of pride taken in our special teams. Sam?
Coach Sam Kelly, WBAA. In your press conference earlier at Kent State, you mentioned that in your research about Purdue that fan support was dwindling a little bit. Why should fans be excited about you, and where does that excitement level come from?
Well, if I need to get out on the campus and visit fraternity houses and the dorms, I'll do that to get the fans back into the stadium. But I think there needs to be an energy. And I think, I go back to my original statement, it's going to take all of us to win a championship. And the more fans, the louder the fans are, the better they are on third down, the better the chance we have to win football games.
Bob?
Bob Kravitz with the Indianapolis Star. Who are some of your coaching mentors and influences that you would point to?
I've had so many great coaching mentors in my past. Obviously, my last boss, Jim Tressel, was a guy I speak to quite a bit. Al Moldy at Western Michigan, Al Bagnoli at University of Pennsylvania, Bob Sutton from West Point, and the list really goes on. And you know, those guys, they taught you how to and also how not to do certain things. And I think any opportunity you have a chance to learn from anybody, you need to take it.
Mike? This is from Morgan. Mike Carmen, Lafayette Journal and Courier. You said at the press conference a week ago you wanted to get someone that would excite the fan base. Why does Darrell Hazell excite the fan? Why should Darrell Hazell excite the fan base?
Well, I think you're gonna watch it and see it, and that'll help you. But I think as he gets around and you can hear the intensity and the passion. I watched him tonight work the crowd. I mean, he literally went and shook every single player's hands. And it wasn't one of these, how you doing, and moving on to the next person. There was a genuine eye contact. Kids connect with him, and I will tell you that based upon his press conference today, as he was leaving his team, there's a certain, kids have a certain passion for him. Kids have passion for the program, the goals you aspire. They play hard. They play hard, fans come into the stadium. They want to see a team. I think probably the play that would best emphasize it is when we saw Robert Marv take off on his wounded leg to go tackle the guy from Indiana and ran 7. The crowd went nuts. So Purdue people want to see hard play, they want to see smart play, and they want to see consistent play. And if you look at what he was able to accomplish, I think if I did my math right, you only had 5 home games this year.
Right.
Now you know how hard it is to go on the road and be 11-1, ranked 17th in the country, and then lose a heartbreaking game in double overtime with the very same kids who 2 years earlier were 5-7. I mean, there's something there, and I think our fan base, based upon the response that I've gotten today and I've seen out there, are starting to catch it. I've had